Hi, today on Sealclops Book Reviews, I'm going to be reviewing the second book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series called Swift and Saddled. This is written by Lyla Sage, and you'll probably see that last week I reviewed the first book in this series, so here we go. Enjoy! Swift and Saddled, Book 2 in the Rebel Blue Ranch series written by Lyla Sage. The genre and slash tropes: cowboy, romance, ranching, home design, instant attraction, and starting anew or starting over. A bit about the book. Swift and Saddled is the second contemporary romance book of the Rebel Blue Ranch series set in Outback, Wyoming. This book is based on the middle rider child called Wes, who is often described as a nice guy. Although he was always smiling and laughing, Wes struggles with depression. Describing what it is like when the thoughts get dark and explaining what he does to cope. Wes finally gets the go-ahead to turn the dilapidated old family house into a guest ranch. This has been his dream for years, and when an outside designer comes in to help, feelings begin to appear. How does the book match up to my expectations of that genre? So I wasn't as eager to jump into this book as I was with the first originally. However, after flying through the first, I needed to continue with the series as soon as possible. Not only does the author write in a very easy to read way, but the book ticks all the boxes for a contemporary cowboy romance without delving too deep into the ranching aspect of the genre. So without it seeming like a manual, I guess, of how to ranch properly and that sort of thing. The summary: she's the city girl who refuses to be saddled with a man. He's the cowboy who wants her anyway. The last thing at her heart needs is a man to take care of her. Not anymore. After failing out of her interior design program and the disaster that was her short-lived marriage, Ada clawed her way up from her rock bottom. Now the only person she trusts is herself, and that has gotten her further than ever before. She has her own business, and one of the largest ranches in Wyoming just hired her for the most important project of her career. When Ada arrives in Meadow Lark, she finds herself in a dive bar where she can't seem to shake the eyes of a handsome cowboy. When she leads him to the back of the bar, he leaves her with a kiss that most people can only fantasize about. She almost regrets that she'll never see him again, except that it turns out he is her new boss. Weston Ryder is a happy guy, even happier now that the mysterious woman from the bar is the interior designer from his dream project on his family ranch. Or his dream project. He feels like he hit the jackpot. It's too bad she wants absolutely nothing to do with him outside of work. Ada is convinced the pull she feels towards Wes will go away, but Wes can't stop thinking about her, even though walls are coming down around Rebel Blue. Ada's walls are firmly in place. Can they make it through this project without giving in? Or will they both put their dreams on the line for a chance at love? The analysis, plot and theme. Wes has finally been given the green light to convert Rebel Blue's old main house into a guest ranch. This has been his dream for many years. He can finally prove that he is more than just the nice middle sibling. He can finally have something of his own. And he has big plans for the house he lovingly calls Baby Blue. Ada's career as an up-and-coming interior designer has brought her out from Denver to middle-of-nowhere Meadow Lark, Wyoming. Excited for the chance to gain some recognition with the once-in-a-lifetime project, she hits the ground running, having planned everything to a T. But when she arrives to find that the guy she's been corresponding with is not the older Mr. Ryder, but the younger, much more handsome son, the job suddenly became a lot more difficult. Pacing, emotion, ending, and plot holes. So once again, I really enjoyed the way Lyla Sage paced this book. It was short but did not feel rushed at all. She also managed to include enough background information for the story to flow smoothly without lingering on people or events that did not need it. One example is when the ex reached out to Ada out of the blue. Ada thought about how strange it was, and it made her remember the feelings she went through when it happened to her. But she did not contact the ex back. This was great. There was no need, and it would have just caused unneeded drama. Another thing which was done well, was how the mental health issues were addressed. I loved that Wes was open about his struggles and didn't feel the need to hide them. I felt that Ada was also dealing with some depression, which was not addressed. The way she thought about herself and how she felt others saw her is something I've dealt with in my life and is more than just thinking little of herself. The main characters. So we have Ada, interior designer, went through a bad relationship and divorce, thinks that people won't like her when they get to know her, has a tattoo sleeve, and does not let many people in. And then we have Wes, the middle child of the Ryder siblings, dreams of restoring Baby Blue and turning it into a resort, is always seen as the nice guy, suffers from depression, and will do anything for others even if it hinders himself. The recommendation. So just like the first in the series, I would highly recommend giving this contemporary romance book a go. It can be read after the first with some familiarity to the characters, or you can dive into it blind. It is written in a way that both options are viable. Although this is the second in the series, it has an entirely different plot to the first book, which not only made a refreshing change, but kept my interest longer as I did not find similar sections throughout, all whilst keeping the same genre as well. And I gave this 4.5 stars out of 5. Just slightly less than the first book because I have a soft spot for Brother's Best Friend, which was done in the first book. But still very, very highly rated, a really good book. So another great contemporary cowboy romance novel about finding love whilst also addressing harder to talk about topics like mental health. There we go, another review completed. So that was my take on Swift and Saddled, the second in the Rebel Blue Ranch series written by Lyla Sage. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye.